At the end of this video, you're either going to agree or disagree with the things we're about to share with you from this book, Wake Up by Piers Morgan. Are you ready to wake up to the reality of our world?
As we continue from our last discussion from the previous video about liberals are illiberals,
Yeah.
liberals are
There are people that
the
fight
advocate
for
for
people's freedom,
good freedom of
life,
speech,
good quality of life.
and obviously illiberals is the opposite.
Of that, yeah.
So Piers Morgan continued the book and says, since BRICS officially took effect, the term take has been trending on UK Twitter. The Remainers using it to criticize Briticas. Piers Morgan points out the irony of self-proclaimed smart liberals consistently losing elections, right? I mean, that's how they lost election to Trump, right? Questioning their superiority. He laments the divisive tribalism fueled by social media, contrasting it with tennis star Novak Djokovic. Calls for unity and humanity. Morgan criticizes the trend of virtue signaling. Citing example like Nikki Hilton subway ride from sustainability, and Elizabeth Warren promised to have a trans person interview her as Secretary of Education. He argues that such actions miss the mark on what truly matters to most people, reflecting a broader societal descent into absurdity. Pierre's argument here is how we constantly focus on things that are not important on social media. We neglect family, we neglect friendship, and give more priority to things that doesn't matter. People, the way we speak, the way we say certain words. I think this is where the passage says, want to ban the word pet
because it's derogatory. And why we should be focusing on things that matter, like tribal warfare, is contaminating the society and is making us forget what really matters in life. Why we need to check up on our friends and community on things that really matters, making them happy. But we as a person, we focus on things that make us angry. We just want to lash out on somebody else, and you want to showcase our achievement, basically.
Then he moved on to Health Secretary Matt Hancock, suggested simple measures like using tissue and washing hands to combat coronavirus, likening it to a flu. It was more than a flu. Piers Morgan criticizes Hancock for declining an invitation to reassure viewers on Good Morning Britain, especially amid the global crisis. People are always very skeptical to go to his show, to go to Piers Morgan's.
Piers Morgan is brutally blunt, bring out,
scrutinize you, ask the questions that people don't want to ask.
What you think, the least thing you expect him to talk about, those are the things he talk about.
The Observer published a feature on Good Morning Britain titled, "Is Good Morning Britain the wake-up call we deserve?" highlighting Morgan's pervasive presence in media. While Morgan embraced his provocative persona, the article criticizes him for sometimes crossing the line into bullying and distracting from important issues with culture war debates. Morgan reflects on the criticism, expressing a desire to avoid being perceived as a bully and focusing on substantial matter.
Piers even agreed in the book that he knows that he crosses the line
at some point.
And he said that there's a thin line between being forcefully provocative,
and being a bully,
or on being a bully,
yeah.
which he knows that he's trying to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he can't deny that part, that he bullies people sometimes. For a person that won't want to come to a Good Morning Britain to just talk to people about what really matters. Do you know that at some point you have to bully them to come for the show?
Yeah, I understand, but maybe bully is not the right
word. Yes.
Maybe you say people.
Maybe it's being persistent.
Yeah, you know, persistence and being pushy, a little bit pushy,
and there are sometimes he's not so friendly with his words.
Yeah.
He says it how it is, and he might not use some words appropriately, like emotions and all of that.
Yeah. The passage criticizes the increasingly polarized nature of award shows like the Oscar. Yeah. Where celebrity use their platform to preach about various social issues. It highlights the hypocrisy of some celebrity who advocate for environmental causes while living extravagant lifestyle, and the discrepancy between their words and action.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. He mentioned someone's name, a lady's name in the book that was talking about sustainability and was wearing thousands of dollars
of jewelry,
and all of that.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, the person worked for her money and she can dress the way she wants.
Yeah. So the text also discusses the lack of diversity in the film industry, despite attempts by award shows to appear inclusive, right? The award shows don't really include some certain
female. They are not so much directors. Female directors, they are limited in numbers, and so that was why it was so like, why can't we let there should be equality?
Yeah. Overall, it suggests that these events have become more about virtual signaling than celebrating the original artistic achievements, right?
Yeah.
Most of these celebrities go to these shows, to these Oscars and Grammys, and to go and glorify themselves, to go and tell us that I went to Africa to feed this. I am doing this because of global warming. I am wearing green because
there's no water in a particular
Moving on. The passage discusses the federal lawsuit filed by the family of 3 American female high school runners in Connecticut, aiming to block transgender athletes from participating in girls' sports. It dives into the argument presented by both sides, highlighting concerns about fairness and equality in competitive sports.
Yeah. So it's like they are just generally saying, I don't want a male to come into my space to do better than I do, to beat me off, like do better than my games. So one of the professionals says, even we know that Serena is really good. So Serena, being the best female in tennis, cannot compete with a male in that same tennis. So a professional actually said that Serena won't be among the first 700.
Oh, 7 generous by saying
and another professional was saying that it was even generous by saying that because we understand that men are physically strong,
and it also raises questions of what will happen to female sports in the future. What if trans female dominate the sports, and people that are originally female are not doing very well again?
They won't.
And at some point, people that are trans then says, okay, today I am a woman and I join, and I'm a tennis player, and he has won a lot of, now this person is winning a lot of medals and all that. At some point, they might just change and
back,
say, now I am a guy again. So these are the questions that are raised. It also raises questions about the implications of allowing transgender athletes to compete in gender-specific category. That is what I was just saying. And explores various viewpoints on the matter, including concerns raised by prominent athletes like Martha Navratilova. Overall, it emphasizes the need for a balanced discussion of transgender inclusion in sports while considering the principle of fairness and equality. The principle of fairness and equality, it covers it all. Because it won't be fair to the other gender. The body metabolism of a man is totally different from a woman. If I wake up tomorrow and I say I identify myself as a woman, my metabolism and everything inside me is still a man, right? So I will still be physically fit, I will still be physically stronger than a woman, same as a woman that transform into a man.
So the irony of this debate is that the trans community has rightly fought for years to win the equality and fairness. It's a battle that Piers have always supported.
The passage also discusses Prince Harry and Meghan, although they don't want to be identified as prince and princesses again. Recent appearance at an event hosted by J.P. Morgan Chase and Co., where Harry reportedly delivered a speech on mental health for a fee ranging from $500,000 to $1 million. That's a lot of money just to go and give a speech on mental health. In my own opinion, with the kind of position you hold, I feel you are obliged to do these things for free.
Because those are the things you should stand for. That's what the community should. The society should know you for.
It criticizes their commercial exploitation on their royal status and questions their commitment to environmental causes. That was what I was just saying now.
So,
for example, they are in Nigeria right now. And everybody is running around because of them, still calling them prince and princesses. And they said they don't want to be that
anymore.
So it's very, very
dicey.
The author reflects on the media's relentless coverage of the couple and questions whether their actions warrant such attention, pondering more passing issues deserving of focus.
If you recall that Harry and Meghan were known for they were ambassadors for sustainability.
Sustainability,
So if they actually went for the event JP Morgan invited for, is JP Morgan also contributing to saving the planet?
They are large shareholders in shell companies, oil companies. Moving on, the passage recounts the tragic death of TV presenter Caroline Flake, who took her own life amid public scrutiny and legal issues. The author reflects on his interaction with Flake, expressing sadness and frustration at the blame directed towards him on social media following her death. So this lady took her own life because
she had an agreement with her boyfriend.
So she threw something at him.
So she was not happy because the social media community.
She was exposed to public scrutiny, basically.
So and then she got a message that she was going to trial, and she could not even bear the pain or come with all of that. So she commits suicide.
She committed
suicide. Now people are now blaming
Piers Morgan for her death.
Meanwhile,
Piers Morgan was
there for her when she needed someone to talk to her and all of
they were really close.
And this is what is happening presently, even up to now. Social media community are actually looking for who to blame for something at all times, raising accusing figures at something without facts.
Without facts. Piers Morgan highlights the toxic nature of social media discourse and the irony of those who criticizes online harassment while engaging in it themselves.
So this was Caroline and another person, Jamila. So Jamila has actually bullied Caroline at some point.
When she was alive.
With her 1 million followers. So this is more or less like hypocrisy, where Jamila now is so Caroline was when she was alive. She used the word "be kind" on social media. So now when Caroline is late, Jamila is now using the word like people should be kind. So you are honoring what Caroline stood for while she was alive. You were bullying her, but Caroline was able to express this to Piers, so he knew that okay, what Jamila was doing was all about hypocrisy.
Yeah. Labour politician Don Butler defended her party stance on gender identity on Good Morning Britain, stating that a child is born without sex and emphasizing the existence of non-binary individual. The conversation revealed the divisive nature of the gender debate, where defending transgender rights sometimes conflicts with defending women's rights. Piers Morgan criticized a school's decision to ban the term girls to accommodate transgender students, highlighting the inconsistency of virtue signaling of such action. So, do you remember the story?
Yeah. So because of some trans individuals, the principal banned the word girls. Well, the name of the school still
stands as girls' school.
Still had the word girls in the name of the school. Which feels like it's improper. Some people still want to identify as girls. But because to make some other people feel comfortable, inclusive, you have to ban the word girl and refer to other people as students, which was so Piers felt like this is wrong. There should be equality in whatever we are doing. It shouldn't just favor some certain of people, it should favor everyone. And really that's how it should be.
The decision dived into the complexities of gender identity. The conversation revealed the divisive nature of the gender debate, where defending transgender rights sometimes conflict with defending women's rights. So
of course it does.
So certain people don't want to be called a certain word. What about we that want to be called a certain word? So they want to put so much energy into their own feelings and neglecting other people's.
So that's why when we talk about the word girls, was removed from the old school. Like that's really that's a lot.
That's a lot.
So the part you read that talking about female and transgender equality, how to balance it with it have to be fair. Not one side to be favored more. Both individuals should be favored. So if you are encouraging this part, you need to encourage the other part too. Not putting the other person down because of who they are and lifting the other.
And we can all be respected in our own way without fighting over words to be called this and what to be called that. Because once we start doing that, some people will be at the loss of it, some people will be at the gaining side.
And we all have to be confident of whoever we choose to be and what we choose to be called. We just have to balance it.
The article in Style magazine criticized Piers Morgan's nomination for Columnist of the Year at the British Press Award, highlighting the divisive opinions and the negative impact of his platform on society. I don't understand that part. How is his platform hurting people? I mean, a lot of people want to wake up every morning and listen to Good Morning Britain, right?
A lot of people and a lot of people don't want to show up. So and he said that either you join or not, you are still a part of it.
You are still a part of this.
Either you listen because so far you stay in Britain. We're all affected with what is happening.
The author urges readers to ignore Morgan's columns, tweets, and comments to diminish his influence as a troll, likening it to extinguishing a fire by withholding oxygen, while acknowledging the irony of discussing Morgan while advocating for ignoring him. The article emphasizes the need to address the toxicity of online discourse and its potential consequences as exemplified by the tragic death of Caroline Flake. Yeah.
Yeah, because to me, I feel when you condemn people's work, that's when people want to know more about the person. Like, why are you condemning this person? I want to go and check this person's house.
Yeah.
So, Pierce is kind of person that even things that we don't have a deep thought about, that is what he always point out.
Conversations that
Yeah,
are not out there, conversations that people are
scared to talk about it,
yeah.
to share light on.
Yeah.
That is what he put take upon himself to share light on.
Mm-hmm.
So even at that, you don't want him to have so much influence. But now, like, the influence is bigger than,
Yeah.
it's getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel that our life is when you want to bring somebody down. That is when they do some more.
Yeah. To President Trump again.
Yeah.
President Trump surprisingly tweeted his support for the Bollywood gay love story movie Shub Mangal Zalda Savdan. What does that mean?
It means extra careful of marriage.
Following a tweet from British gay rights campaigner Peter Tashel, Tashel was rephrasing India's discrimination of homosexuality in late 2018. Trump's unexpected support sparked a conversation about his stance on LGBT rights. I think normally before Trump doesn't, support the LGBTQ rights, and now suddenly he tweeted something that is close. Sorry, just something that is related to that.
Yeah.
So people are now saying, okay, so is Trump now open to that kind of conversation? Later, Piers Morgan revealed a message from Caroline Flakes expressing her struggle with Jamal online harassment.
When people don't support a particular thing at first, there might be a reason why that person does not support a particular thing. Maybe after a deep thought, some facts being shared. So it might believe, okay, I'm supporting this. And in that movie, we talk about that means extra care for marriage. It's a movie that has to do with a struggle. Like you have to convince your parents to support you getting married to the same sex. So they might just feel like, oh, this is quite touching and all of that. Probably that's why he supported that. He had to tweet about that.
Piers Morgan reflects on the conviction of Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, I think he's a movie director in Hollywood, right?
Yes.
Expressing astonishment at his downfall. He recounts his last encounter with Weinstein and highlights the hypocrisy in Hollywood response to the scandal. Morgan criticizes celebrities like Meryl Streep for their public support of Weinstein and Roman Polanski, contrasting it with their condemnation of others accused of sexual misconduct. Yeah, he questions the integrity of the Me Too and Time's Up movements when prominent figures display hypocrisy and double standards.
Harvey Weinstein had a sexual misconduct case which affected his career. So before then, he was seen as someone that everybody look up to,
an icon in
Hollywood. Because of this scandal, a lot of people actually left
surprisingly
left him. So and this is what is happening in our world of today. When you see people around you, it's probably because of the benefits they are getting from you and all of that. And when things are not rosy anymore, they leave you alone, you're all alone. So, and because of what the case was really sensitive, that he had to leave and go to France, where he couldn't be extradited from there. But some other people from Hollywood were still part of the movies he was producing.
Moving on, Piers Morgan recounts an incident where mental health campaigner Matt Haig calls for his firing from ITV, despite Haig's own history of bitter tweets towards Morgan. He highlights the absurdity of Yorkshire tea being attacked on Twitter after the chancellor posted a photo of their tea, leading to calls for boycotts and absurd, abusive messages to the company. Morgan expresses concern over the lack of proportion and perspective in society, especially regarding response to the coronavirus outbreak. He emphasizes the importance of taking the threat seriously and preparing adequately.
So talking about the Job Shetty, anyone can say something about whatever tweet that is seen online, but it's very important that whatever tweet you are sending, there's an individual human being that is receiving whatever you are sending. And it's always very important to be kind before sending your tweet, because it can break or make the person.
Finally, as the coronavirus crisis escalates globally, stock markets plummet, sparking blame directly at President Trump by some media outlets. Piers Morgan criticizes this trend, highlighting its unfairness and its contribution to polarize political discourse. He stresses the importance of holding Trump accountable for his response to the crisis while acknowledging the limitation of blaming him for its origin. Meanwhile, Boris Johnson delayed responses to the virus in the UK raises concern, prompting Morgan to draw parallels with past crises and urges swift action.
My take from this book is relating to Caroline and Jamila. I feel people should be appreciated when they are alive than glorify them when they are no more. A popular word Caroline used to say was "be kind." That was what Jamila and her millions of followers used as a campaign for her when she was dead. And this is what is actually happening right now. Social media, when someone dies, that is when a lot of people follow the person's Instagram page. That's insane.
My takeout from this is social media is a big part of our lives. And at some point, a lot of us forget ourselves in it. And for me personally, before I put out any, for example, on X, Twitter, before I say anything, or even on Instagram, before I leave any comment, I try not to think about just myself. I try to think about the other person receiving the comment, because it might be funny to me, it might not be funny to the other person. Jokes can be funny to the person telling it, not the person receiving it.
Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through the pages of the book Wake Up by Piers Morgan. If you enjoyed our discussion, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful books and discussions. See you guys in our next video.
My name is Tosin.
My name is Folashade.